Welcome to World Literature News. My name is Staley Reed, here to bring you the latest and most exciting stories of the past century. Today we have breaking news on a woman who is convinced her husband is cheating on her with a woman in a whole different country. Now to Kayce with the latest on this exciting scandal.
Thanks, Staley. So, from the stories I've gathered thus far, it seems that the short story Birdsong by Adichie has come to life. First, we have an account of a woman staring at another woman in a Jeep in traffic. Roll the tape. We find out later that this woman in her car, who we will name Sarah, works at a cellnet telecom with her friend Chiquado, where she meets a male lover who we will name Luke.
We interrupt this broadcast to inform you that the names Sarah and Luke will be used to represent the male and female lovers.
Luke is cheating on his wife back home in America with Sarah, who is currently living in his house in Victoria Island. While in their relationship, the two got in many quarrels, and eventually Sarah ended up leaving Luke and going back to her flat. We are here with Luke's wife to see what she has to say about this scandal. Miss Wife, can you tell me about the concert where you first believe you saw your husband cheating on you?
Yes, of course. When my husband and I attended a concert, my husband sent a text to another woman that said, "At a concert with my wife, beautiful music. We'll call you in 10 minutes and leave the phone on so you can listen in. C with a D." Well, I noticed that the signature was something that only him and I would have known, and I was super upset that he was texting another woman while he was with me. He even tried to call her too.
Can you tell us what C with a D means to you?
It was just an inside joke between us that only he and I would have known.
Now over to Staley, who has met up with Sarah and is questioning her about her intentions of the relationship.
Miss Sarah, why did you choose to stay with this man when you knew he had a wife?
Honestly, I've always felt very lonely in my life, and having Luke around really added some excitement. And I was expected by all of society to settle down, but I wasn't really ready for that.
If I'm really being honest, I was very insecure about myself, and Luke made me feel really special with all the attention that he constantly gave me.
Luke told us at one point you called him a bastard. Why is that?
He compared me to his past women, saying that we were all feisty. It made me feel like I wasn't unique and that I didn't matter to him at all. I was placed into a category with every other woman that he had ever been with, and I didn't have my own ideas. In that moment, I realized that I was my own person and that I could stand up for myself. I also realized that I could take charge of my own actions against Luke, and that I wasn't just going to be the submissive woman that he always wanted. It was like I had to feed his vanity or something, or he wouldn't survive.
How has society affected your opinion on relationships?
See, at that time, I didn't know that I was strong enough to stand up for myself. And society had always told me that I was supposed to settle down with just one man, that I needed a man to take care of me and make my decisions for me, because I wasn't supposed to have an opinion, just because I was a woman.
Let's look at some video evidence of how he made you feel special.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
From what we have gathered, we discovered that the gifts Luke gave Sarah were merely to make Sarah stay to make Luke feel more powerful. Let's hear more about this from Kayce, who is with Luke at the moment.
Mr. Luke, we have heard from many people that you are considered to be selfish, cocky, egocentric, and vain. How does these make you feel, and do you accept those descriptions?
I'm not sure why people are saying those things. I mean, like, women to me are interchangeable, and I don't see having more than one woman as a problem. I mean, having women around makes me feel more powerful and like I have control. I mean, I only had 2 affairs after all.
Are you scared that having no affairs would lessen your manhood?
Masculinity means that I'm free to act how I want to. I'm an independent person and I don't need a woman's feelings getting in the way of anything in my life.
Well then, why did you continue to lavish Sarah in these expensive gifts?
I wanted her to be grateful, and in return, she should have been loyal and submissive to me. If people see that as being condescending towards her or narcissistic, then they don't even see where I'm coming from.
What do you like about Sarah? What about her intrigues you?
Listen, Sarah isn't like most girls. She's really feisty and she has her own opinions, and that's a challenge. It's like a challenge to get her to obey me.
Why do you like that?
I see it as a game. I mean, I honestly don't really see it as a future with any of these women, even though they might. I want them so that I can use their bodies.
Okay. Others are saying that you treat her seemingly like a prostitute because in return for her love and submissiveness, You lavish her in expensive gifts and expect her to behave accordingly. Would you agree with that?
Listen, I got no comment on this subject, and people can say what they want to, but I'm living my life how I want to live it.
Here's some video evidence of Emmanuel, Luke's personal chauffeur, riding with Sarah on the way to the store.
Mr. Emmanuel, how do you feel about that clip?
Well, I think that it is representative of why Sarah left Luke. She did not handle it well when people told her what to do, and this is a trait that Luke really despised in her. I believe that Sarah didn't want to conform to all the social norms, and that on this particular day, she took it out on me.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Now back to Casey to talk to Chiquado, Sarah's best work friend, to hear about her views.
Chiquado, how did Sarah react when she came home after leaving Luke?
Well, she was honestly pretty rude to everyone at work, and she wouldn't even tell me the full extent of everything that happened between them.
How did you feel working in the office with all of the men?
Well, since Sarah and I were the only women, we were always given more of the feminine jobs around the office. For example, there was a birthday and we had cake there at the party, and we were expected to serve it to all the men. I mean, they could have gotten it themselves.
Do you think the roles you had in the office were evident in Luke and Sarah's relationship?
Well, I would say yes, because in both environments, well, from what I've witnessed and heard, Sarah didn't want to be controlled by a man and didn't be told what to do, even though that's what society told her that she should do.
Thank you. Staley, let's wrap this story up.
From all the evidence gathered, we find Luke guilty of living two separate lives and cheating with more than one woman throughout his life. Was it right for Sarah to continue her relationship with Luke after she found out he was a married man? That's for you to decide. Thanks for listening to World Literature News. Tune in next time for a psycho woman who's talking to fairies outside her house.
If Sarah would have stayed with Luke, this woman in the car would represent the woman that she would turn out to be. This woman could also represent Luke's wife with the prestigious look that she displays.
Yeah, man. So we back in the club with our bodies rocking.